Sink, and welcome to Sinkland Farms. I'm the owner and have resided at Sinkland Farms since 1980 when we purchased the farm as a dairy operation. We are located in the Reiner, Christiansburg area, only about 20 miles from Floyd. Sinkland Farms is entering its 29th year of our annual Pumpkin Festival. And you know, that's not all we do here at the farm. We are known as a premier wedding venue in Southwest Virginia. We hold other festivals throughout the year and other events as well. Sinkland Farms Pumpkin Festival will be continuing for the next 5 weekends, every weekend in the month of October, ending on November 1. On Saturdays, we're open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sunday afternoons from noon until 5 as well. This year, to spread out our attendance due to the pandemic, we're also open on Thursday and Friday afternoons from 4 to 8 o'clock with limited activities. The full festival on Saturdays and Sundays is for every age. We have all types of activities and entertainment for toddlers through the young at heart senior citizens. For example, we have a number of things that children will love, like pony rides. We have a kids zone specially set up. We have the animal barn full of farm animals, and new this year, for the first time ever, we have a couple of emu to show off. Many people have never seen an emu in the flesh, and in fact, I was one that had not either until they were delivered here about a week ago. They're really interesting birds. Other things that we have the corn maze, which I'm standing in front of. It's a 5-acre patch of corn. This is our best corn crop ever this year, probably due to all the wet weather we had in the month of August. It's a 5-acre patch, just as I said, with 1 mile of walking path through it. We also have a number of other activities. We have a hayride to the pumpkin patch. We also have a walking path to the pumpkin patch this year because so many people just like to stroll and walk and see the beauty of this particular area that we're so proud of in the Montgomery County and Floyd County areas, with the Blue Ridge Mountains as a backdrop. We have things like horseback trail rides available for ages from 7 to senior citizens. We have an arts and crafts vendor lane. We have food trucks, which are new this year. A variety of different food trucks, from hot food like barbecue, pizza, an Oktoberfest food truck featuring bratwurst and all types of Oktoberfest food, as well as buffalo burgers and other treats. Then for sweets, there's a great variety. We have Grandpa Ike's donuts, we have snow cones, we have cotton candy, we have kettle corn, and the list goes on and on. So you can find something that you love to eat here during the weekends at Sinkland Farms, all at great prices. Other things that you can look forward to seeing is local live music in our barn and adjoining terrace. We have a band coming every Saturday and Sunday afternoon, playing from 1 to 4 o'clock in the afternoons. And also you can enjoy a beer and a glass of wine on the terrace as you listen to the music. The brewery is open during our festival this year, and we will be open periodically throughout the year with special events in the future with craft beer as well as domestic beer and wine. So just keep your eyes on our Facebook as well as our website to find out when our many events will be planned throughout the year with regard to the brewery. One of the favorite attractions that we have is pig racing. We have 4 pigs that we've trained here on the farm to run, and you'll never guess what they run for. They run for Oreo cookies. This weekend, October 3rd and 4th, we're going to have a visit from Team Carbo, bringing their huge pumpkin chunkin trebuchet to hurl pumpkins into the sky. They hurl as far away as 3,000 feet, and you must come and see this mechanical engineering wonder. Sinkland Farms is the only farm in Virginia that they come to. They come once a year on this weekend, October 3rd and 4th. This is something not to miss. It's really something wonderful. They dress in medieval garb, and we'll have participation from our visitors and our clientele as well. The other thing that is new this year is axe throwing or hatchet throwing. We call our feature the Bad Axe Throw. That will be up and running this coming weekend and every weekend, and is a treat for all ages. We have boyfriends and girlfriends compete against each other to see who can hit the target. And it's very fun to see all these children and adults participate in our Bad Axe Throw. That's really, really fun. We're also opening up a kids zip line this next weekend, October 3rd and 4th, for the first time this season. It is especially for children. It's only 100 feet, but it's something that our kids will enjoy, and it comes with admission. So let me tell you what comes with admission. Coming to Sinkland Farms, it's a $10 admission for all parties. Children under 2 are free, and senior citizens, first responders, and the military have discounts at $8. What you receive for your admission, of course, you'll park free. You will have a hayride free. You'll go through one turn through the corn maze. You'll have the kids zone, which includes the zip line and the giant slide. We have entertainment like the music that I've just mentioned. That's also free. The ability to go through and walk to our pumpkin patch if you want to forego the hayride, and many, many other local entertainment acts that we bring in. All of that is free for your $10. That's a great bargain when you look at going to a movie with your family or just going out to eat. A great bargain. Let me talk to you a little bit about how this year is different with the pandemic. We've had to really rethink everything. We have posted lots of signs to remind people to social distance, wash their hands, and take other precautions due to COVID-19. We have sanitizer stations all over the farm, hand washing stations, again, in many, many places where they've never been before, to assist you with doing the fair community commitment of staying well during this pandemic. All of our cashier stations have the shields. We actually health check our employees before they begin the day with a temperature check. All of the employees are wearing masks and shields for during the entire days of the festival. We also have sprayers that we use filled with a special sanitation solution that hospitals use, that we go through and douse all of our equipment and anything that people will touch once an hour. So this is an example of what you're going to see in many places on the farm. We ordered double what we normally have as being committed to staying well. We have rethought our grounds in that we have spaced out our pumpkin area of picking behind our cottage shop. The retail shop of the cottage area is not open. We're actually serving ice cream, apple cider, hot chocolate, and coffee out of the windows individually. We also have changed our hay wagons around and limited the number of people going out to the fields on our wagons to half of what they would normally take. We've spaced out our picnic tables. We've spaced out other seating areas. So I feel confident that what we have going on here with regard to special sanitation and rethinking is going to be a safe place to come and enjoy this fall. So I mentioned what comes with the $10. A couple of featured attractions that will cost extra include The horses and the ponies, the rides on these are sponsored by other neighboring farms, Winterfrost Farms, and so that is extra. And we also have a small charge on the bad axe throw as well. Everything else comes with admission except for your food, your pumpkins, and these particular attractions. Here at Sinkland Farms, we have 10 acres of pumpkins planted. We also offer gourds, squash. We have pumpkins of every variety, color, and size for all of your autumn needs. We're also selling our straw bales and shocks of corn. So you can find all of your decor needs for this particular season right here at Sinkland Farms. I think one thing that sets Sinkland Farms Pumpkin Festival apart from other festivals is the educational experience that you also take advantage of while here enjoying all of the entertainment. First of all, I don't know that you may know that tourism is the #1 economic driver of the state of Virginia, and agriculture is the second driver of our economic system in the Commonwealth. And so it just makes good sense to combine agriculture with tourism. I'm very proud of the things that we do here at Sinkland Farms. We actually have a nonprofit dedicated to educating children. This year is the exception that we have very, very few school trips, but last year Sinkland Farms served over 100 school systems as far away as 90 miles and the state of West Virginia for our educational guided trips for children from preschool to grade 3. This year, of course, there are no field trips in public schools, so just wanted to let you know that last year we served 100 school systems comprising of 8,000 students, more than 8,000 students. So I'm really proud of the educational value and the total experience that we can offer our visitors. As we walk around the grounds shortly, you'll see some of the signage that I have that talks about facts and additional trivia concerning corn, which is a very, very important crop in the United States. And you can find corn in about 350 products that we use daily here in America. You'll also see lots of facts and trivia on pumpkins and sunflowers and bees here on the farm as well. The Sinkland Farms maze this year is a 5-acre maze. We have 1 mile of walking path. Individuals can pick up a map at the entrance of the corn maze to go through on their own. There are 10 points in the corn maze. This year we feature a cat, and we call it the Scaredy Cat Corn Maze. You'll see trivia and funny sayings on kittens and cats throughout our corn maze at those 10 points. So far we haven't lost anyone. So. So the map this year depicts a scared cat. And of course, it's a black cat simply because we're in the season that's most famous for black cats, Halloween. This is the best year our corn maze has ever had. You'll find places in the maze where it's over 12 feet tall. At the end of this season, after November 1, which is our last day of Pumpkin Festival, we will be pulling the ears for our farm animals and harvesting some of the corn that's left. Of course, we usually have a hard frost, and so at the end of October, you're not going to see lush green, but instead it will be yellow and turning brown. The ears will still be wonderful, though, for fodder for farm animals. We usually have more than what we need throughout the summer, so often I will offer my corn to other farmers who need feed throughout the winter. So just contact me at Sinkland Farms if you're interested in coming out and getting some corn. I think one of the other advantages that Sinkland Farms has is that we employ a number of people. This year I have about 40 people employed that all come local. all ages, from high school students to older individuals just seeking positions, paid positions this year, and many volunteers that just like the atmosphere and want to be on the farm. We had a great opening weekend this past weekend. Again, we're open for 5 more weekends for this fall festival. And at any rate, you can see our supply has been picked over. We will be replenishing it before Thursday for this coming weekend. Not only this year can you take a ride led by tractors on a wagon to the pumpkin patch, you can also take a walk. And as you'll notice, along the corn maze, we'll have signage talking about the facts and many attributes that corn brings to our society. Corn is so important not only for feeding people, but feed for animals. It also is instrumental today in fuel and many, many other things. And you can read all about how corn is so important as you walk along the path to the pumpkin patch. There are not many places that you can go for a pony ride or a horseback trail ride. And I'm very proud that we can bring Winterfrost Farms here just for that. They offer a great 20 to 25-minute horseback trail ride, and each ride begins with a special lesson to teach children and adults as well on the best way to ride, what to do in case the horse shifts their weight while walking. All of this is for safety reasons and for the enjoyment of the participants in the horseback trail ride. This year also new is this past summer, so many of my weddings had sunflowers as the floral feature, and we decided we'd go ahead and plant some sunflowers. We have about 8 acres of sunflowers, and unfortunately they were planted very late. We feel that they will still bloom in about 2 weeks, but they're going to be miniature. So come out and hopefully you'll be able to see some sunflowers and take some pictures with our miniature sunflowers in 2020. The weather that we've had, the cool weather in September, has stunted the growth, but they still should bloom. So a lot of children will spend a great amount of time on this jump made of hay bales and straw. You just can't find this anywhere. It's very simple, and all of this that we have here is all natural. This is also sprayed with our sanitation as well as the slide and the zip line and the hay bale maze and the kids zone several times a day. But you know, I really think that we have a beautiful location here with the backdrop of the Blue Ridge Mountains. We have the water feature with the pond. That's one of our wedding settings for the ceremonies. Sinkland Farms started as a dairy farm, so I had to pay homage to our Holsteins that we have out in the field there. And this is the hay bale maze, again with what I think is appropriate for learning for age there. We have pumpkin bowling here. A lot of the things that we have we take from the land and utilize, like the straw bales that we actually grow wheat on the farm, and so this is wheat straw. Let me get the trash. One of the most favorite takeaways as far as food is concerned is the kettle corn. My daughter established a business of kettle corn here about 18 years ago, and we have moved from my older daughter to my younger daughter in their business of kettle corn. Madison will be here to offer professional photos that she will take and will have available the same day. So we left our larger animals out in the field where people can view them as they walk around our festival grounds, and we just selected a number of small animals to have here. So Of course, we must have dairy cows, Holsteins, since this is how Sinkland Farms originated back in 1980. We have baby chicks, and this is really a highlight for the small children to see. And we have a few ducks in there as well as chicks. Now, have you ever seen an emu? No. Here you go. Two sisters. And they are so friendly. It's unbelievable. So Sinkland Farms emus. Sheep. Hey, baby. These all come from neighbor farms, are very friendly. We only bring in animals that have been raised and grown on farms where they have been petted, and they're very, very friendly.
And do you want to say something about the children touching the animals?
Okay, yes. Now, we have signs in our animal barn for your safety: do not touch or feed. It's best not to, particularly if you're not used to being around farm animals. They're just here for looking and viewing. But, you know, some of these are my favorites and I have to touch them. And again, we have these educational signs available so you can learn more about each of these farm species. Did you know that there are over 1 billion sheep in the world? Sheep have 2 toes on each foot. Many people come here just to see the fall decorations, and you can get an example of everything that we do here in this animal barn. Do you know, I'm sure you've heard the old saying, I'm sweating like a pig.
Yes.
Well, the fact is that pigs do not sweat. So that is an old wives' tale that is not true. That's why you see pigs rolling in mud and in water so much, so they can cool off. Pigs just do not have sweat glands. And these are cuties. They're only about 10 weeks old.
And how big will they be?
They'll grow to about 250 pounds. This one eats really well. They're both out of the same litter. At night when it's cool in the evenings, you'll see that they pile all the straw up and burrow under it, so they've got a straw blanket. And here are our goats, also precious. These are Nigerian dwarf goats. Again, from a family that we know. What do you call a goat on a mountain? A hillbilly. Did you know that goats don't have teeth on their upper jaw, only bottom teeth?
And their pupils are rectangular.
Yes, they are. Their pupils are rectangular, and that means that they can see 360 degrees without moving their heads.
What?
Yeah. So you can't come up and try and scare them or sneak up on them from behind. They can see you. We have one of the prettiest birds, I think, on display here in this particular pen, there's a pheasant. We have 3 or 4 pheasants in here. This is the male pheasant, which is really the prettiest of the genders. Then we have other pigeons here to look at as well. Here is a female pheasant laying right here in one of our ferns. Here's our chicken coop. Again, with trivia on chickens. We have nesting boxes in the back. There's one rooster and the rest are female hens for laying eggs. Did you know that a hen can lay more than 300 eggs a year?
If they're the right age. I have some old chickens.
Oh, if they're the right age.
Yeah.
I've got another joke for you. How did the egg get up the mountain? It scrambled up. A couple of turkeys here for our Hokie friends, and we are Hokies here at Sinkland Farms. We have a male gobbler and a female turkey. These have been on the farm for about 4 years.
So they're not going to be Thanksgiving?
No, they will not be on anyone's table. Did you know that turkeys can run 25 miles per hour and fly 55 miles per hour? So you may not know this, but the males only gobble. Females never gobble, instead they coo. Males gobble, particularly when they're protecting their female mate, when they're afraid, and just when they're happy.
All times.
Yeah. These peacocks have been on the farm about 8 years. You want to go in the cage?
Sure.
Watch your head, this will bump you. So I have a male and 2 females and a baby roosting up there. One of the females had several eggs, but only really tended to one baby. That was the first one that hatched, and so she left her eggs to tend to this particular baby. The male is the one with the dark turquoise neck, and it has full plumage that you see on peacocks and books and on TV in the springtime. The plumage grows while the male peacock is in mating season. And the plumes will last about 3 months, from May through July. And they are royalty here at Sinkland Farms, and we thought we'd put in a chandelier.
Say that one more time.
These are little quail chuckers, and we have them on display. They are a bird that is often not noticed by the public. They do lay eggs, of course.
Tiny eggs.
Tiny, tiny eggs. Bees are on the endangered list currently. We have lost so many honeybees during weather changes, to pesticides and other chemicals. and they're changing habits as a result of the environment. So here at Sinkland Farms, we have our beekeeper park his hives in a trailer on our property. You need 1 hive of bees for every acre of produce, vegetables, and fruits. So we have about 10 hives for 10 acres of pumpkins. So we had oats in here earlier this year, and now it's wheat.
And this is what you're getting your straw bales
Yes,
from.
and that's where we get our straw from, the wheat.
It feels like Ireland here.
It is beautiful. We're in our 10-acre pumpkin patch. The particular patch that we're standing in now is specifically for festival. This time of year, individuals are very interested in purchasing pumpkins specifically for carving for Halloween. In this particular patch, you'll begin to see the leaves dying down, which is natural in the growth and lifespan of a pumpkin. You'll see also a lot of blooms. Pumpkins are prolific and they will continue blooming until frost, even though they may not produce pumpkins. Each bloom does not produce pumpkins. You'll find on a vine that there'll be 1 female bloom and about 10 to 12 male blooms. The males eventually reach their potential as a flower and drop off, leaving the female bloom to get all the nourishment and water from the vines and produce the pumpkins. You'll see in this particular field orange pumpkins and a lot of pumpkins that are turning orange but remain green. We plant our pumpkins here during the first week of June, not too early because we want our pumpkins turning orange in the month of October. So in about 10 days, this entire field will be full of orange pumpkins. We've had our first weekend this past year, so a lot of them have been picked in this particular corner, leaving the green ones. Next weekend and the following weekends in October, all of these will be turning orange. I would never advise picking a pumpkin without a stem and with a brown stem. You'd want to get a pumpkin like this that is starting to turn orange now, will be orange in about 7 or 8 days with a nice green stem. They will last longer. I had one of my friends tell me, you know, I had my pumpkin and finally threw it out in June last year. Can you believe that?
So it'll still turn orange when it's off?
Oh, absolutely. When it's off the vine, it will still turn orange. Did you know that pumpkin flowers are edible? Pumpkin is a cousin to squash, so you can actually eat the flowers. You may not have known that. Just enjoying the outside, fresh air, the sunshine, the hazy skies during this fall is a breath of fresh air for everyone who's been cooped in the house. This is a wonderful family outing for the year.